Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Ayush tells everyone the truth about Malishka, that it was Malishka that hired the fake priest to come and kill Lakshmi. But of course, Neelam refused to believe that Malishka can do something like that. So Ayush decided to become a protector for Lakshmi. So let's continue from there. Grandma tells Rishi to take Lakshmi with him on his business meeting in Bangalore. Virendra says the idea is not bad. Neelam says the conference is important. Rishi has to work, so let him do the work there and he doesn't have to go with Lakshmi. Virendra says yes, Rishi will be busy in work and Lakshmi will be alone there, so Lakshmi should not go. Grandma says okay, Rishi can take Lakshmi there some other time. Virendra says they can go anywhere else after the meeting. Malishka thinks that Rishi and Lakshmi are now pidgin and they will do romantic of the pidgin. Balvinda asks Gudu about the food that he got from the hotel and Gudu says it is good. Balvinda says to Gudu that the food is not tasty for him and he blames his destiny. Gudu says if you had gotten caught, then everyone would have beaten you. Balvinda tells him that he had told Rishi that Ravan would win and he kept Ravan's mustache and he changed 10 disguises and says he would take revenge. Ayush asks Rishi if he is going to Bangalore. Rishi says yes. Why are you hyper? Ayush says I am super hyper and says the foreign delegate are sending someone to inspect their hotel food. He says they like the hotel and says the concern is the food and says if they like our food, then our profit will be double. Rishi says it is good. Ayush says to Rishi that he will not be here tomorrow. How will I handle everything alone? The food is not my cup of tea. He says I can handle and entertain them. But food? He says a big problem would happen and he asks if he should cancel it. Rishi says let me think. Malishka comes there and says I would help you Ayush and Ayush looks at her angrily. Ayush asks Rishi to go and says the ladies can handle the food. Malishka says our hotel would have stars. Ayush says our event will be super duper hit because Lakshmi would handle the responsibility instead of Malishka. Lakshmi is surprised. Ayush says to Lakshmi that you are the best cook and you are the best human being. Malishka says to Ayush that I was talking about myself and not Lakshmi. Ayush says it is now my idea and he tells her that everyone will be impressed with Lakshmi's food. Rishi says yes, Lakshmi should handle this responsibility. Lakshmi asks them to make her understand. Rishi says you have to show your magic there in the hotel and I know you can handle it. Rishi says to Lakshmi that the hotel responsibility is yours now. Ayush hugs Lakshmi and thanks her. He says she would get all the credit. Rishi says whose wife is Lakshmi and he smiles. Malishka gets upset and says Rishi would have said this for me and Ayush is insulting me. They are speaking as if I don't exist. She says I hate you Lakshmi. In the night, Lakshmi tells Rishi that she will not miss him. Rishi says don't miss me. What do you think? That I will miss you too when you trouble me a lot? Lakshmi says I am not talking to you. Rishi asks if you will not talk, then I will go. Lakshmi says no and she turns to sleep. Lakshmi thinks that how can I stay without missing you Rishi? She thinks that you are in my breath and I will miss you like I'm breathing. Rishi also thinks the same and says I will miss you for the number of the times I take breath. A song plays in the background and they sleep. The next day, Virendra asks Rishi if he kept all the meeting papers. Neelam asks Rishi to have food on time when they get there. Grandma asks Rishi to bring sweet for her. Rishi says okay and he looks at Lakshmi. Malishka comes there and says all the best to Rishi. She says whatever you do is the best. Rishi says I will leave now and he hugs Virendra and Grandma, but he did not say bye to Lakshmi. Lakshmi thinks that Rishi went without saying bye to me. Rishi thinks that Lakshmi did not talk to me. What does she think of herself? Lakshmi thinks that Rishi was talking to everyone, but he did not talk to me. Rishi says I will not miss her, and Lakshmi also thinks that even I will not miss you. Ayush comes there and says Lakshmi's sister-in-law. Lakshmi comes out of her thinking. Ayush asks Lakshmi to get ready as they have to go to the hotel. Lakshmi asks from where do you get such thoughts? Ayush says since Shalu came into my life, I get such ideas. Malishka comes there and says that she is coming to the office. Ayush says why do you want to come? Malishka says I would help. What is the big deal? Ayush says if you are coming there with bad intentions or to hurt my sister-in-law, then you will only get harmed. He says I am doubtful on you for whatever happened with Lakshmi during the puja. Malishka asks Ayush if it was the same Ayush who was praising her instead of Lakshmi. Ayush says that time I had a fight with Lakshmi. Malishka says regardless, she is coming to help. Lakshmi tells Ayush that they should let Malishka come and says we should be focused on the work. Ayush says you are the best and he asks Lakshmi to say that she is the best. Lakshmi says yes, I am the best. Neelam tells Virendra that Ayush trusted Lakshmi for a big responsibility. Virendra says Lakshmi is competent for it. Neelam says I will talk to Rishi if he knows that or not. Virendra says Rishi has sent Lakshmi there. Neelam says there is a difference between cooking food at home and a professional cooking. Neelam tells Virendra that presentation is something that is important as well, and Lakshmi is too local for that. Virendra says the chefs are there for that. Neelam says, so you have decided to regard Lakshmi as your daughter. Virendra says you would also make Lakshmi as your daughter soon, but Neelam says it is impossible because Lakshmi is inauspicious. Neelam says to Virendra that she will never accept Lakshmi and says she sent Malishka there so that nothing wrong happens in the hotel because of Lakshmi. Neelam says Malishka is my daughter in real means. Virendra says when your mind stops working, there will be no use of eyes and says Malishka will tell you how Lakshmi has handled everything today. At the hotel, Ayush tells the chefs that Lakshmi is Rishi's wife and he asks them to follow her orders. Lakshmi asks if they know about the event and says we have to do everything and win. The chef asks that what would they do and they call her as mom. Lakshmi asks them to call her as sister and she shares her views with them. Lakshmi tells the workers that they are like her family. Malishka thinks that surely they are like your family and she thinks that Lakshmi can be a servant and not an owner because class and status are needed to be the owner, which I have. She says very soon, I will come here as Malishka Rishi Oberoi and Lakshmi will be insulted big here and I would win. Rishi reaches the conference in Bangalore and he hopes that Lakshmi handles everything in Mumbai hotel very well. He thinks that all the responsibility is on Lakshmi now. Rishi calls Lakshmi and says hi. Lakshmi says bye and she asks if he reached there safely. Rishi says you were worried about me and that is why I had 10 missed calls from you. Lakshmi says she was busy in work and that is why she did not call. She says she missed him and she made food of his name. Rishi says that he is in tension and he is worried about the event. Lakshmi says I am here and she asks if you think that I cannot do it. Rishi says you are the best. I have left you alone so I am feeling alone. Lakshmi asks Rishi to check if someone is there and she tells him that she would ask so much chili that the critics will not say anything. Malishka hears Lakshmi and Rishi laughs over the phone. Lakshmi says to Rishi that you look good while smiling and she says that she would handle everything here and she asks him to handle the meeting well. She says everything will be fine and your name will reach big heights. Rishi says it is good that I called you and says when you are with me, nothing wrong can happen. And Malishka gets upset hearing Rishi complimenting Lakshmi. Rishi thanks Lakshmi. Lakshmi says you are giving me a big compliment and then you are thanking me. Rishi says okay, no thanks. I will not say thanks, but we would have party for our success, just we both. Malishka hears that and wishes that something should happen, that Lakshmi would destroy Rishi's name, and she thinks that how can this illiterate Lakshmi face her Rishi? Lakshmi tells Rishi that she have to handle things here. Rishi says all the best. Lakshmi says thanks and then says no, we would have party. Rishi feels motivated and he thinks to go back with the good news of his business meeting success, and they end the call. Lakshmi tells the chefs that the smell and the aroma is good. Malishka comes there and says that it is a nice aroma. Lakshmi says the taste should be good like the aroma and she goes away from the kitchen. Malishka poured color in the food made by Lakshmi. Ayush catches Malishka red-handed and says I will not let Lakshmi's name be ruined. He says I have caught you red-handed. Malishka says enough. Lakshmi comes back. Ayush says to Lakshmi that Malishka was adding something in the food. Malishka asks Ayush to ask that what was she adding. She says it is a red powder which enhances the taste and the color of the food. Ayush asks Malishka that what is the guarantee that the red powder would enhance the taste of the food. Malishka says I wouldn't have done this to get caught. She says Lakshmi had asked me to sprinkle it on it. Lakshmi says yes, she was the one that asked Malishka to add the powder. Malishka asks Ayush to apologize to her. Ayush refuses and says I have doubt on you before, so I will not apologize. Malishka threatens to tell the critics and destroy everything if Ayush did not apologize to her. Lakshmi asks Ayush to say sorry. Ayush says sorry and says if you do something wrong again, then you will not be saved. Malishka thinks that she will do what she wanted, and then Rishi will do the needful with Lakshmi. Rishi shows the presentation to the client in Bangalore. Lakshmi thinks that cooking food at home and cooking food here is different. Rishi imagines Lakshmi in the conference hall as he gives his presentation. Lakshmi also imagines Rishi and she feels thankful to him. Rishi also feels thankful to Lakshmi for coming in front of him. Lakshmi imagines making Rishi taste the food and Rishi liking the food and saying perfect. Rishi imagines Lakshmi clapping for him, but his imagination breaks as the client claps for him at the end of the presentation and they all leave the hall. Lakshmi gets Rishi's video call. Rishi asks that what is it? Lakshmi says you have called me. Rishi asks that why is Lakshmi happy? He says if you wanted to come here, then you would have come with me. Why did you have to take a separate flight and come here? Lakshmi says to Rishi that I am here. I did not come to Bangalore, and says just like you motivated me here. She says everything is fine here. Rishi says the presentation was happening and the meeting is successful. Lakshmi says the food is perfect. Rishi says you did not call me since I came here. Lakshmi says even you haven't called me and you said that you will not miss me. Rishi says we both are liars and says he missed Lakshmi, and Lakshmi also says that she missed him too. Rishi asks Lakshmi that what is between them. Lakshmi says I am asking you too. Malishka hears them and gets upset. Lakshmi asks that when is Rishi coming back. Rishi says after a meeting. She asks him to come fast but not to run. He says this is Ayush's effect and he asks that where is Ayush. Lakshmi says Ayush is with the critics. Rishi says thank you to Lakshmi and says you have managed well. Lakshmi says you have done well too. Rishi says whatever is done by us. Rishi says okay, we both have done great work. Lakshmi says should I end the call? Rishi says all the best and they end the call. The chef tells Lakshmi that the food is very tasty. They have tasted it. Lakshmi hopes that the food critics should also like the food and she prays to Matarani. Malishka gets upset and says that Rishi and Lakshmi are romancing like college students and she thinks to separate them. She thinks that Lakshmi has to go from Rishi's life. Then Rishi will see my love. He is just mine. She says I will not let Lakshmi win and I will make the Oberoi family's respect get ruined with Lakshmi's hand. Then Rishi will kick Lakshmi out and he will see just me. Balvinda thinks that his life has become like Doc's life because of Malishka. Malishka calls Balvinda. Balvinda doesn't pick the call. Malishka gets angry. Balvinda picks the call and asks if Malishka doesn't have peace. Malishka says you ran away without doing the work and she asks him not to talk nonsense with her. She says she called him for his advantage. Balvinda asks that what devil work does Malishka have in mind this time. Malishka asks Balvinda to go to Rishi's hotel. She says there is just one hotel in Mumbai and she calls him idiot. Balvinda asks Malishka not to call him idiot. Malishka says there is Lakshmi there. Balvinda says he will not do anything. Malishka says Lakshmi will die herself after whatever you will do. She says this work is easy and she asks that why is Balvinda thinking. Balvinda says okay, I will do your work. Malishka says to Balvinda that just Ayush and I will be here and says Ayush will keep an eye on me. She asks him to go there and do the work. Balvinda says if anything happens, then you have to save me, else I will cut you and your mother's neck, and he ends the call. Malishka turns and sees Ayush standing there and she is shocked. Ayush asks Malishka that whom are you talking to? Malishka asks that what problem does he have with her? Ayush asks if Malishka was calling someone. Malishka says I am your friend and family and this is why I am bearing your misbehavior. She says your allegations and your blames are wrong and she asks him to say what he wants to say, then she would go. Ayush says to Malishka that he was thinking that she might be doing something wrong. Malishka says she would go. Ayush says the exit door is there so you can go. Malishka says Neelam sent me here and I am checking if Lakshmi is doing mistake. Ayush says Lakshmi cannot do any mistake even by mistake and he asks Malishka to leave. Malishka asks Ayush to call Neelam and says the same thing to her. Ayush says you are threatening me and he gives her one last chance to catch her. Malishka says she will not do any mistake even by mistake and says I am not like that. You don't have brain to use. She goes. Ayush thinks that if Malishka harms or hurts Lakshmi in any way, then he will not spare her and he will break her into pieces. I don't know if it is only me, but the way Ayush is actually protecting, defending, and trying to cover and shield Lakshmi this period, I'm loving it. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to check the comment section for the link to the next update. Bye, guys.